Check. Is my audio good? Yeah, let's fucking go, dude. Let's fucking go. Welcome to the stream. Let's do some shit before everyone gets in here. If you're watching this in the future on YouTube, we're going to talk about it. This is a stream, though, so I'm going to hang the fuck out, wait for some people to get the fuck in here. Then we're going to talk about Better Lovers. Let's listen to this song real quick.
Monkey see, monkey do. So who the fuck made you? It feels like 1,000 years since I fell in love. But with the price comes the shove, love will never be enough. Love will never be enough.
This song's fucking nuts, dude. I was at the gym tonight. We were doing squat snatches. I don't know if you ever fucked around with those. That's a good fucking time. You want to have some fun? You want to feel like you're in the fucking Olympics? Do a goddamn squat snatch. That's a good fucking time. And yeah, I was going up in the weight. I wasn't like trusting myself. I didn't know how I was gonna do. And I started like imagining this song in my head, and it got me into like this fucking let's rip shit up headspace. So yeah, dude. This song gets me hyped. Oh, also, I see some people hopped in. Thank you for hanging out. If you're feeling generous, go share this stream on your page. Go tell a mother... Oh, this part. Dude, this is the soundtrack to when you and a fucking... It's like, I feel like I need a bunch of Samoan brothers. I feel like this is the soundtrack when you guys all get together and you go beat the fuck out of that dude who was talking bad about your sister or some shit. You know, you always bring baseball bats and shit. This is the soundtrack to that.
Fuck what I say, never gonna stay. Just a bunch of bullshit to take the pain away. Temporary fix, focus on the outside. While the soul is flat right away on the inside. Fuck that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you're watching in the future and you want to see me react to this, maybe I'll, you know what? I think it like I think I do these on StreamYard. I think they like save them to the shit or something like that. They might do that. Oh no, that was last week. Let's not do that yet. Let's not do that one again. I think they save these to What am I trying to say? I think they save these to the thing. Maybe if it makes sense, maybe I'll edit it out and re-upload it or something like that. I don't know if I'll do that though, cause well, no, fucking what happened recently is dude, it was the dumbest shit ever. I fucked my laptop up. Long story short, I had a bowl of popcorn in this hand, laptop in this hand, and I tried to grab a fucking seltzer at the same time and just splatter. Just fucking splatter all over the goddamn ground. And it just like laptop fell perfectly on its side. Big time splatter. It was depressing. It was sad. It was a bummer. But I found out free ad for wait, where is it? Free ad for StreamYard. I pay to not have to have that logo, but this is a free ad for them. They got a lot of good shit in their app. So the fact that you guys see the videos on here, I don't go crazy with I was gonna say I don't go crazy with the editing. I don't do editing. So yeah. So all I need is something to clip out stuff, and StreamYard actually all right, that's enough. StreamYard actually what am I trying to say? StreamYard actually makes it so you can easily clip out segments and stuff like that. So that's pretty hype. That's pretty sick. And because I gotta give them props because I'm just in a shitty situation since I busted my laptop up. So now to be able to have that, it makes things a lot easier. It makes me have to, because sometimes, because you know, I'm not in a situation where I can just scoop up a new laptop like that. But so yeah, to be able to have, and dude, it's like $25 a month to be able to get all that for $25 a month is pretty hype. But anyway, enough of my commercial for StreamYard. It was a good time though. But you know what I'll do? I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit. Let's do this. When we hit 15 minutes, because it'll give time for anyone who wants to get in here, and whatever the fuck, and all that shit. It'll give me time to post things everywhere. Where's my phone? Yeah, I should post a tweet. But if you're watching this in the future, when it hits the 15-minute mark, that is when we are gonna start the fucking stream. So let me post. I tweeted about this. Let me post on Facebook. Let me post it on Facebook or Instagram real quick. Oh, perfect. Best part of the goddamn song.
Trash, motherfucker!
Wait, that ain't loud enough, dude. That is not loud enough. Here we go.
Trash, motherfucker!
right. Hell yeah. All right, we watched that already. What else is there? There's actually a bunch of cool shit I want to. There's actually a bunch of really cool shit I want to react to. What is that? Euclid? I feel like I listened to them before. Oh, wait, is this shit AI generated? That's kind of sick. You know what's really funny? Oh, that's really cool. You know what's really fucking funny? Normally, I see shit like this with the AI and stuff like that. Excuse me. Yeah, I see people do that with the AI filters. I don't know if it's a thing that you can only do it that way right now, but there's a lot of these like AI video filters where it's just constantly switching and shifting and changing. And I'm like, I see people post those and goes, please stop posting these. These are literally what nightmares look like. I don't know if that's a conscious decision or it's just where it's at right now, but yeah, this is actually the perfect use for that. I just realized the way that they're doing it here, this is actually the perfect use for the AI generated video to make it look like an absolute fucking horror film. And also, think about it. This band, they only had like 2,000 subscribers. I mean, I think this video... Oh, yeah. Okay, video came out a month ago, 83,000. That's respectable. That's respectable, but I would put good money on it that these guys aren't rolling in it. You know what I mean? They're probably doing fine, but they're probably not rolling in it, especially you're in a fucking deathcore band or whatever you want to call this. This is actually a really smart way to use technology to get around the fact that you may have a limited budget for a music video. This is actually fucking genius. And the song's pretty fucking good at the same time. do, boys? What are we heckin' about to do, fellas? Ooh, tempo change? Getting a dash of D-Genty. I don't hate it. I don't hate that at all. Ooh. That was fun. Let's hear it again. Drop. Heckin' good bass drop on there. All right, there we go. That was Euclid River Pig. Good time on that one. I had a lot of fun with that. A lot of, like I said, video-wise, very creative. I like the use of the AI and the new technology and all that kind of shit. I had a lot of, very impressed by that. And then musically, very hard-hitting. I like the back and forth from, like, the blast beats and the fucking breakdowns. And it was, like, a lot of different styles. It was, like, deathcore, and then it had, like, doom metal feel to it. Then it had that more proggy, djent feel to it. That was a good old trip. That was a good fucking trip. All right. Sorry, I wanted to make I thought I could get an extra video out of that, post that later. Anyway, I got a message on my phone. So if you're watching this on YouTube later, if some shit got cut out, I apologize. I also got a message on YouTube that the stream got a little bit interrupted. There we go. Stream is back up and we are ready to listen to this fucking thing. If the audio and shit gets fucked up and this is recording, I will repost this and shit like that. I will repost this, but yeah, these are the risks you run when you do things that are technically against the rules. I mean, it's the reality of this. Oh, they're on Sharptone. Nice. Sharptone, who do they have on here? Jamie's Elsewhere. They're like a metalcore band that I'm not super familiar with, but I hear people talk about them like there's some shit to check out. So, okay. This is a decent record label. Better Lovers, Jamie Elsewhere, Caskets, I think I know them. 156 Silence, they're pretty good. Alpha Wolf, not my main thing, but not bad. Foreign Hands is fucking great. Wow. Yeah, I was gonna say I all their bands weren't in my immediate memory, but Sentinels. Damn, they are an underappreciated band. They're a small band from I wonder what their shit's at. They need way more views on their stuff. I forget how I found out about these guys, but in that like prog metal type genre, a lot of people kind of have different opinions on the name of it and stuff like that. I like to call it prog metal or whatever the fuck, but in that sort of space where, you know, I think I put out a thing on Instagram about this, but actually I put a thing on TikTok too, and it was my first TikTok that blew up, and it made me feel like a special boy. Yo, TikTok's crazy. Literally. So I put this fucking TikTok up. Let me see if I can find it. I put this TikTok up. And okay, I'll do the short version of it because you guys don't give a fuck. But basically the TikTok was about how I don't need bands. Like, I don't need fucking bands to be doing, like, you don't need to play your song 100% right. Just get close enough and fucking dance and have a good fucking time and move your fucking ass and all this other shit. You know what I mean? And it just struck a chord with people. And like within a day, I think a day or two, it hit like 20,000 And since then, I posted this shit like a week ago, and I'm already up. It's almost I'm up almost like 200 fucking new followers and shit. TikTok's weird. It's like a grind, but then when you hit the right, because I've had tweets. It's funny. I've had tweets like go crazy where you get like 1,000 likes and stuff like that. But you maybe, the way Twitter is now, you maybe get like 2 or 3 followers from that. It all depends on the type of tweet. And by that, and perfect example, the other day, like yesterday or the day before, I did one of those tweets where you're like, I'm being funny, but I kind of mean this. And I go, yo, go tell your autistic friends to follow me. And then shout out Robbie the Fire Bernstein. He's been on No More Heroes before. I go do shows with him all the time. Robbie's the fucking man. He retweets that and he just says friends ... Immediately 5 new follows and then 5 more a couple hours later. And it's just funny the type of tweet. Like when you've had a tweet that has thousands of likes and you get maybe 3 followers and then you just have Robbie retweet it. And Robbie's got a good following, but still it's like, it's more about the type of, that's why I was watching a thing where a dude, what the fuck? Oh yeah, no, I followed, cause I was trying to get into Twitch Twitter, and I just gotta follow like the websites that talk about Twitch. I can't go to the actual like source. I gotta find a website that funnels it and that ciphers through it and gives me just the fucking meat and potatoes, not all the extra shit. Excuse me. What was it? Oh, and so I followed a bunch of these people who, like, there's a bunch of people who post content about how to post content and like how to get big on social media and streaming and all this other shit. And so much of it literally just amounts to just put out good content. Just put out good fucking content. So like the tweets I've gotten 1,000 likes on, it's literally me, like, to be perfectly honest, like, I remember the last one I got a crazy amount of likes on. It was this video of this possibly Mexican. He was from some Hispanic country, and it was him. He was a big dude, but he was pulling out a big-ass fridge, and he was balancing on his back, and then they just start, like, playing music and singing along, and he's dancing with this fridge on, and I just retweeted it, and I go, yo, don't worry, guys, I found the best. I just found my favorite video ever. And then it was more about the video. You know what I'm saying? So that one has no substance to it. But the tweet where I'm like, yo, tell your autistic friends to follow me, that has more substance in a way. And that's like what I've noticed with all this. Because trust me, I've been trying to do all this shit for a while, and I've been taking shortcuts for most of the time. I've been trying to take shortcuts most of the time, and after fucking like 10 years straight of failure, what you realize is you can't, it's not about shortcuts. Now, I guess the term good content is subjective, but it's really about put out something that gives other people value. You know, so yeah. And you guys watching me listen to music gives you value. No, it's just a fun way for me to spend a Friday night. And yeah, I just like having people hang out with me while I talk about music. You know what? Since I lied about the 15 minutes thing, I didn't realize I was going to ramble for 10 minutes. I'll put down some chapters. And the chapter will tell you that right now, we are going to start listening to the new Better Lovers EP, God Made Me an Animal. I'm very excited for this. We talked about this on the pod on here, Drag the Lake. Whenever they put out 30 and 13, we played that on the podcast, listened to it, talked about it. Really, really heckin' enjoyed it. So the fact that they just dropped an EP, and not only an EP, a surprise EP. Those are sometimes the most fun. Like, if you got, some bands can't afford to surprise. Like, people would do that with, I know people do that with Drake all the time. They'll be like, yo, Drake surprised us with an album and it did these numbers. And you're like, yeah, because it's Drake. Like, if I surprised you guys with a rap album, no one would give a fucking shit, because you shouldn't, because I've never put out anything. And no one knows me in the rap context yet. You know what I mean? It's like, so some people, you know, people really want a one-size-fits-all to life, and it just ain't that. It ain't that, guys. You know, there's context to everything. Anyway, let's get into this. It's only 4 songs, so it shouldn't take too long. This is Better Lovers. What was it called again? Oh, yeah. God Made Me an Animal. Sacrificial participant.
While others change, you stay the same. Your mission only lets you see yourself. No purpose higher than a fame. So close, but never getting any closer. Good love, but you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. You don't want to do it at all. It's grown up, and maybe you should figure it out. Cause everyone else said that you're taking too long. Can't catch up to where your mouth is. Can't accept that there's a consequence. Let your ego run your actions. Now you're learning what a man is. You started off as kids. You started off a kid. But now you're in on it, but with the in-between. Perpetuating walls. If you don't tear them down, you can never build. You got manipulated, so last behind my back. I'm not the one you hated, you're just looking to attack. If you don't know who you are, you'll never know what's real. Your foot's on the gas, but you're not behind the wheel. Trapped and isolated by yourself. Always so concerned with someone else. Trapped and isolated. Trapped and isolated. Trapped and isolated. Trapped and isolated. You got manipulated. You got manipulated. I'm not the one you hated. You're just looking to attack. Isolated by yourself. You're so concerned with someone else. Trapped and isolated by yourself. You're so concerned with someone else. So concerned with someone else. You should be more worried for yourself.
Fucking big as shit out of the gate. That reminded me why I like the dude from Dillinger. He can. This is sorry, so many thoughts. And I'll try not to take too much time because we still got some more songs to listen to. But no, it reminds me. I like the dude from Dillinger because he has this weird. His voice sits. His voice sits in this middle area where it's not completely screaming, but it's not completely singing. And that's a fun place to be at, and it makes it feel more like rock and roll. This, musically, because it's pretty much Every Time I Die musically, minus Andy, it kind of sounds like Every Time I Die if Jordan did most of the writing. I'm assuming. I don't know how much. I know the other guitarist is a long-term producer who has produced for Every Time I Die and shit like that. I don't know how much he's in the writing process. But what this is giving me heavy vibes out of the gate. What the fuck was that with my voice? What this is giving me heavy vibes out of the gate is, which one was it? Gutter Phenomenon? Yeah. Gutter Phenomenon if they weren't trying to sound mainstream. Because that was Gutter Phenomenon was great. And I actually I think it's considered, besides Burial Plot, Bidding War. Let me look up real quick. Actually, I'll do it over here. Every Time I Die discography. Wait, bring it back up. I thought I fucking did the shit right. There. Oh, I hit stop sharing. That would be the opposite. Yeah, Gutter Phenomenon. Yeah, that one was, dude, I always liked Gutter Phenomenon, but to be fair, that was like the second. That was like the second Every Time I Die album I ever heard, and I was still pretty new to heavy music, so I was having a lot of fun with it. But I get why people may not, may not love it, may not consider it their favorite. It's definitely not my favorite. Is it the worst? It's not the worst in my opinion. It's not my favorite, but I get why people weren't as hyped for it, because Every Time I Die was kind of popping off a little bit at the time, if I'm remembering correctly. And you can kind of hear it in Gutter Phenomenon. Dude, especially when you go from Hot Damn to Gutter Phenomenon. Pretty strong shift musically, sonically, whatever you want to say. And kind of obvious they were trying to go for a mainstream appeal. You know, just look at The New Black. You know, sounds like a classic rock song and shit like that. Now, this is starting to give me vibes of Gutter Phenomenon if they weren't trying to sound mainstream. And as a guy who liked Gutter Phenomenon, that is a very cool direction to take a band. I'll say that. All right, let's keep it moving.
How far are you willing to reach? While you're covering outcomes that you cannot achieve. Now you're on a mission, but you won't complete. Saying, hold on to me, try to let go of me, of what you'll never be. You'll have yourself on that leash. Moral mind of a fool that never learns. You're fucking nothing to me. Only not because I made you so. Only not because I made you. Only not because of me. So don't you forget. You're only a fraction of my past. And now you're gone. So hang yourself on that leash. Oh, in your mind there's a fool that never learns. You're fucking nothing to me. Only now because I made you so. Are you overlooked now? No one cares when you speak. While you're disappearing, where you wanna be seen. Such you wanna be seen, but you feel I'm over. Sorry, I'm searching. Sorry, I'm
There we go. And yeah, we already made the video about that, so I've already heard that song. But you know, you guys may not have seen that, so I'll say it again. I like the song. My favorite part about that song, well, it was funny when it first came out because I didn't look up a whole hell of a lot about it. Or did I? I can't remember. I do remember. No, you know what it was? When they tweeted about it. I looked it up and I go, no fucking way, because I saw that they had the lead singer of Dillinger, and I'm like, that, because, pardon me, on the pod here, we were speculating, because we saw some rumors and shit that, who the fuck, Josh Skogel, however you say his name, from The Chariot was possibly going to be in the band, which I thought would have been sick, so... And I didn't have much to go on outside of that to like predict who was going to be in the band. So to see that the lead singer of Dillinger is fronting this band, I was like, that rules so fucking hard. It felt like good writing in a wrestling pay-per-view where it's one of, like, if you guys watch wrestling, some of the best wrestling is, or some of the best shit that happens in wrestling is shit you weren't expecting, but when it happens, it makes complete sense. And that's how this kind of felt. I never would have guessed the lead singer of Dillinger was going to be the front, like basically the new lead singer of every, like, Soft Every Time I Die. Not sound, just, you know, not kind of Every Time I Die, but not completely Every Time I Die. Anyway, you guys know what I mean. Yeah, but it made so much sense after I saw it happen. That song, I love. It was a great beginning, great big start, and then right when it's about to get, they're doing the same thing a little too much. Right when that's about to hit, fucking, it shifts immediately over into a good, fun fucking romp, and then just end strong, and it's a great song. So let's keep it moving. Become So Small.
Choice to be
Yeah. Wow. Jesus Christ. That one right now. Now it's not a. This is 3 songs I've ever heard from this band, but that currently is my favorite song of theirs. That was fucking nuts, dude. Holy Jesus. That did what I love about Every Time I Die songs. I'm trying to be like, I'm not just trying to constantly compare this to Every Time I Die, but for God's sakes, 3 of the members used to be in Every Time I Die, and 1 other member produced them the whole time. So it's hard not to compare these guys to Every Time I Die, because they mostly are Every Time I Die. But that had in it what I love about Every Time I Die, is because sometimes I like out there weird shit, but that's not like my main thing. You know, like I like listening to Dillinger, but I can only listen to so much after I want to fucking, you know, what was the movie Falling Down? After I want to go do that. Because Dillinger's not like I would be afraid to find someone who sits through a Dillinger album front to back. That seems crazy to me. No, it's just sitting here shitting on Dillinger. I love Dillinger. They're fucking great. No, but what I love about Every Time I Die is I like the weird shit, but I like it grounded in, like, I don't know, just something that we can all get around and fucking vibe out to. You know what I mean? If it's all weird shit all the time, it's harder. It's a harder job to vibe out to it. If you have a more straightforward, and in Every Time I Die's case, like just fast-paced rock and roll feel to it, and then divert from that here and there to do weird shit, you make a very enjoyable, listenable song. And they are, God, it's just so strong because they did not stop too much after releasing Radical and just kept writing music. So they're coming off writing their greatest album of their career and one of the greatest like metalcore albums ever. I don't know if it's pure metalcore, but like they're more or less metalcore hard rock. One of the best albums ever in that genre. They're coming off that, so you know, and they really didn't slow down that much from a writing standpoint. So they're just firing on every goddamn cylinder. So yeah, God Made Me an Animal is Manimal. God Made Me an Animal is the last one. Let's hear that shit. Oh. Right there was the most Every Time that sounded like what the I listened to it a bunch because it's like an underappreciated Every Time. They like from what I can tell, they don't really play it live, but I don't want to join your stupid cult anyway. That one's like boom ba doom ba doom boom ba doom ba doom dun 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 boom ba doom ba doom boom ba doom ba doom like that fast palm muting thing they did on the guitar. That was the most Every Time I Die thing they've done on this whole fucking EP. Turning blood into sewage feeling. Your energy draining. Look at me, the pain that's gone. Don't make me repeat this. Oh, we're forgiven for mistakes, but I don't want it anymore. I don't decisions that I There we go. I almost stopped it at the very wrong moment. So yeah, man. That was pretty fucking good. What do I do? What should I do with the camera? Just this? Yeah, let's just do this. Sorry. Yeah, first impressions? First impressions on So yeah. So I just finished up listening to the Better Lovers God Made Me an Animal EP, and my first impressions on it are, God damn, dude. God damn, boys, you did a good heckin' job. You did a gosh dang good heckin' job, because to put simply, now I'm in a pretty hyped up mood, so this is going to be overly positive and overly biased and stuff, but I gotta say, first initial reaction to this EP, this is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted something, because I was grumpy that Every Time I Die ended. Me and all the other bearded whites, we were all very grumpy that Every Time I Die ended. And what we needed was just a little bit more. But, you know, I want a little bit of a musical shift, because it's like if Andy and Keith aren't there, it's not quite Every Time I Die. But at the same time, I don't want to lose my Every Time I Die. I still want a little bit Every Time I Die. So I want something that feels like Every Time I Die, but also feels like its own thing. And that really felt like that. Like I was saying before, this sounds like, a lot of this stuff sounds like Gutter Phenomenon era Every Time I Die, if they weren't sort of trying to be mainstream like I feel like they were back in the day. You know, if they sort of it's like they're going back to write Gutter Phenomenon era shit with all the knowledge of the past, however long they've been together. And I gotta say, it's pumping out some next level high quality shit. It was a good 4-song EP, good variety to stuff. You had Becoming So Small, which was their crazy hectic one. Sacrificial Participant, that was a little bit more straightforward, but still had some crazy stuff here and there. Better Lovers, 30 Under 13. That was another straightforward song with a bit of a like heavy metal parts and stuff interjected into it. And then God Made Me an Animal had some more lighthearted parts, but still provided the necessary bit of chaos that I was hoping to get from this band. So yeah, all in all, real positive feelings about this. Really fucking enjoyed it. Very excited for the actual full length whenever that comes. Probably going to be a little bit. This is a whole ass EP. Probably going to be a little bit till we get the whole album, but this is good. This is a good thing to have in the meantime. So Better Lovers, thank you very much. You've made me a very happy boy. Rocco, what is up, my guy? Sup, playa? Sick haircut. Thank you, buddy. I think I'm going to rock this. For a minute. It's much more comfortable like this. I have a much better time with life, especially in this goddamn weather. Dude, you should have seen me earlier tonight. We were at fucking CrossFit. We were throwing the weights around. It was fucking beautiful. Tonight was great. I like working out in the heat, but here's the thing. I was in the heat all fucking day today. Like, that's my job. That's the day job I have. That's how I do the work, is I stand in a hot-ass warehouse and then just fucking unload trucks and shit. So, ideally, I like working out in the fucking heat like that. I actually prefer it. It makes you feel like you're doing a little bit. Dude, I was getting fucking sweaty. I was a sweaty bitch today, Rocco. That shit was nuts. Dude, it was crazy because we were doing this. So normally what we do is we do a warm up, then we do a strength part. I was doing what were we doing? Jerk squats? No, what the fuck were we doing? Clean? No, what the fuck? We're throwing the bar up, hitting a squat, and then I forget what everything is called. I just know how to fucking do things. I don't remember what anything is called. I just remember how to do shit. So today, what did we do? Sorry. You're probably not going to give a shit, but I want... Oh, snatches. That's right. Snatches, where you do power snatches, where you just fucking throw the bitch up, land in a whole ass squat, and then stand the fuck back up. That's fun. That's some Olympic shit. So it makes me feel like a fucking bad boy. And I have a good heckin' time doing it. We did some warm up shit. That was the fucking strength part. And then the workout. So we have these things called like benchmark workouts or whatever, or some of them are hero workouts. They're usually named after like a soldier or some shit like that. Basically, if you died in Iraq, there's a good chance CrossFit will name a workout after you. Like if you died in Iraq, now to honor you, I'm gonna fucking do a bunch of push-ups. But this one we were just doing snatches, and I think I did like 30 snatches. Yeah, it was either heavy weights 30 snatches or lighter weight 75 snatches. I went to heavyweight 30 snatch, doing 135, and it was like it was. Man, I'm not going to say it was easy, but it was manageable to get through. Like, it wasn't a crazy... Like, I felt good about myself because I finished that shit in, like, 30 of those snatches. I finished that in 6.5 minutes, and everyone finished a little bit around there or after, but, yo, people were fucking passed out. I felt SEAL Team 6... yeah, right? SEAL Team 6 sit-ups, yeah, for whatever the fuck it may be. Dude, there was one literally where we did step-ups on a box. You have the 20-inch or 24-inch box. There's one where you literally just try to do 1,000 in under an hour. And it's called like Chad or something like that. It's simple, but it's fucking brutal. And it's, dude, I'm telling you, I used to be such anti this kind of shit, and now the more I'm doing it, the more I'm getting fucking just enthralled with the shit, because it's fun. You know what it is? I grew up very comfy and not very challenged, and this is my current way to be challenged, and it's fun, and I get to go into like a psycho aggressive state, which I'm very fond of and familiar with. I'm very fond of. 1,000 is crazy. No, did I say? Yeah, 1,000. I got, what the fuck was it? I did about what did I do last year? Oh, and you know what the funny part is? They do it at the end of November. And so during November, we have this shit called Rowvember, where you're like, every week, the amount you have to row goes higher and higher and higher till it hits like 5,000 meters. And then I remember when we did the 5,000 meters the same day, we were doing 1,000 step ups, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck are we doing? But it's fun, man. It's this like, it's just fun to challenge yourself, you know? Because I've noticed this thing with working out. A lot of people like to work out, and they want to lose weight and stuff because they want to look better. And then, because I know for me, my mindset for a while was like, yo, this is eventually going to get easy. And then you just do it long enough and you start to realize, you go, it never gets easy. Because here's the thing. Once it starts jump roping a lot, yeah, that's real good. Jump rope fucking rules. That's good for you. Dude, have you figured out doubles yet? I remember when I fucking figured that out, it like blew my goddamn mind. I didn't know I could do that. Hell yeah, I've been trying to be consistent on riding bikes and cardio, pretty gay stuff, but it keeps me loose. Pause. Nah, man, that shit's good. Dude, whatever you can do, because honestly, especially for like long-term health, most problems, like when you get old and shitty and your body sucks ass, or even not even old, just some people are just fucking way too fat, way too young, and they get fucking, sorry, I'm a fitness guy now, so I'm toxic to the fats. Nah, No, but either way, whether it's like you're obese young or you just eventually you get old, a lot of problems that people have are a lot of them are preventative. So, dude, it's just, if you're I don't know, riding bikes aren't fucking, I don't know, cardio's not gay. Like, what's gay about? Can you imagine like, say you went in this weather and you went and ran like 5 miles? That's like kind of hardcore. That's kind of hardcore, dude. People who do jump rope tricks have American flag tattoos. Hell yeah. Dude, I'm loving. I got all hyped for the 4th of July. I really want to bring the American flag back, man. A lot of people are like, yeah, when I see that, and it's like, well, yeah, just don't associate it to our government. That's the thing. If you're going to associate America to the actual, people should always talk, whenever they talk about a country, they should talk about the people and they talk about the government. Because if we're going to talk about the American government, they can suck my ass. They are a whole bunch of jerks. They're not great. You guys know how I feel about the American government. American people? I don't know, man. I'd put, we're kind of getting a little bit goofy now, but those are just people brainwashed into being fucking goofy commies. Hopefully we can fucking revert them back to normal. You know what I mean? Like it feels like it's a zombie movie and we're trying to find a cure, which I don't know if there is. I think you just gotta get them to a point where they can do the least damage. But what was I gonna say? No, like the American people. I'd argue that American people, American culture, American spirit, I'd put that up against any country's fucking culture. We fucking rule. And I don't think that's just like big dick American shit talking. I think you put up the average American, the American spirit, like hardworking American shit like that. Bro, we butt fuck any other country. I'm sorry. I will not apologize for that shit. I see our flag. I think our Vietnam and badass stuff. Yeah, I don't know, man. I miss, I don't want people to be delusional and like, do something crazy like trust the government. But I miss when people looked at our flag and were like, hell yeah. I would like to go back to a time where most people can look at the flag and go, hell fucking yeah. And if you're, an American citizen, you can look at that and go, that's us, dude. That's us. Plus Canada and Mexico, knock on the rules hard. Preach. Thank you. Canada and Mexico rule? I don't know. Canada's getting goofier. Canada's getting slowly goofier and goofier by the day. Mexico's fun. I think Mexico's another situation. Because, like, everyone goes on about immigrants and migrants and stuff like that. And I'll say this, like, you can definitely, I don't know. How do I say this without sound? This is a hard conversation. People can always fucking, I'm trying to say this without having a sound biteable thing, but it's just you and me. Who's else going to watch this? No, I don't know. I think there is something to say, like, it's like why black people get mad about gentrification, because it's like, it's gentrification's weird because it feels like it's like yo, nothing personal, just I'm a fucking dirty little hipster and this apartment was cheap. Or the newer version where the companies scoop it up and now it's like you get these people from wherever the fuck cosplaying as city people. But either way, can you imagine if you were like a black dude in a certain part of New York and it was just one type of way and you enjoyed it that way. And then now that you're an adult and you're segueing into your chillin' era of your life. I hate when people add era onto things. But you know what I'm saying? I can get being like, damn, this ain't the shit I grew up with. I kind of like the shit I grew up with. I don't like that it's not the shit I grew up with. I get that. And it's the same way, like, I don't know. I almost view, here's my thing about immigrants and stuff coming in general, any country. Because every country out there has their own sort of general vibe of like, yo, it's like if I went into a small town in France and started screaming like, yo, why aren't there any fucking, as long as the town wasn't burning down, because France seems pretty rough right now. But you got all jokes aside, like, it's like if I went over to France and I was in some small French town, and you know, the kind where you get a fucking baguette and something else. If you're listening to a Crack Amigo song, I'll let you go check that out to get that joke. Listen to Crack Amigo's new song. But, you know, you get a little baguette, you get espresso, you know, it's that sort of vibe. If you're walking around that small French town being like, where's the Starbucks? Where's the It's like, dude, that ain't the shit we do here. You know, I'm not trying to... Yeah, that verse did rule. Like, I'm not trying to fuck around with French shit per se, but I'm not going to go over to France and go, nope, you got to do it like my shit. So that's my thing with immigration in general. Wherever you're going, feel out the vibe and do that shit. You know what I'm saying? You see in some of these countries, you'll get a lot. And now I do have sympathy for them because it's, you know, there are a lot of migrants and, you know, it was probably our country or some other country that bombed the shit out of where they're from, or our CIA killed their fucking dictator and now their region's destabilized and they're just kind of like, oh shit, is that an open-aired slave trade? Let's go to Europe. You know what I mean? Like, so I sympathize with that, but I also sympathize with, you know, European people or whatever the fuck when you have a whole completely different culture coming in, and it just shit. Same way as like how black people don't like gentrification. You have your one thing, and now you're getting a super quick influx of a new thing. You know what I mean? And I understand not vibing with that, but for me personally, like, I never really, in my day-to-day life, the sort of immigrants I've dealt with, bro, it's always been, dudes coming from Mexico and shit like that. It's always motherfuckers that are like, yo, this is way better. This is way better than where I was from. I'm going to fucking, I love this place. And they end up working hard and busting their ass and all this other shit. So I've personally had a positive experience with immigrants and shit like that. And honestly, most jobs I I've worked at have been chock full of immigrants and shit like that. 9 times out of 10, they work my goofy ass under the table. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but at the same time, like I was saying before, like if I just showed up to like Japan and was like, why ain't everyone speaking English like me? I got a Southern accent for some reason. Or, you know, the same way black people get understandably pissed about gentrification and things like that. You know, I wouldn't take it personally from all the white hipsters, but I get it. You know, it was one way the whole time, and now it's not that way, and that's kind of fucking annoying because everyone likes the thing they're used to. I get how a big influx of a new thing is annoying to anyone who would have to fucking deal with that. But anyway, that was a little bit of sidetrack. Yeah, Better Lovers. Great great album. Quick little immigration rant. Yeah, I think that's good for now. We will, Rocco, if you're still there, what'd you say? Did you catch the Dave Smith complete? Oh, yo, I was trying to find that. That was on Spaces, right? Yeah, I was looking for it on YouTube yesterday. And then I realized it wasn't on YouTube. It was on Spaces, and I don't know. It was on Josie, the redheaded. Yo, thank you for reminding me about that. What the fuck? Dude, I'm literally typing. Here, look. I'm trying to look it up. I'm literally typing the words redheaded libertarian. That's how she calls herself, right? Dude, she's so shadow. That's weird. No, wait. I'm probably typing it wrong because... Oh, redheaded libertarian. I think like Elon follows her. Okay, I was just typing it wrong. Never mind. Yeah, because I know Elon follows her. Is there a way to re-listen to that? Because I know they did it on a Spaces, but I don't know if there's like an easy way. I'd probably have to subscribe to her, right? Get bonus content when you sign up. Start off with AMAs and personalized shoutouts, and we'll be taking ideas for additional bonus content. Get a public subscriber badge. I don't want that. I don't want people to know I subscribe to anyone. Yeah, if they're yo, Rocco, I know you follow me on Twitter and shit. If there is a way to fucking watch that, let me know, dude. I do want to see that because the dudes that it was with him and Clint, right? the dudes that they were debating, they all right, yeah, thank you. If you do find it, send it to me. Don't kill yourself or anything, but if you do find it, send it to me, please. But the guys that they were talking to, dude, that shit made me laugh. Wait, what are they called? The Cranstein brothers? I'm trying to think. How do I look this up? Oh, Clint was probably tweeting about it. Clint Russell of Liberty Lockdown. Check. Oh, here it is. Oh, it didn't happen. Oh, let's go. Well, there we go. That's why we can't watch it. It didn't happen. Let's Krasensteins. That's their name. And those dudes. I didn't think these guys were real. Because, like, that header. What the fuck? Hell yeah. They said, yeah, it was supposed to be Thursday. It was supposed to be yesterday. It was supposed to be yesterday night. And then, yeah, but yeah, this dude's banner just makes it this just feels fake. And then the way, like, bro, maybe I'm too into my own shit, or I'm bad at seeing other people's perspective on this. But the way this guy tweets sometimes. Yeah, he the way he tweets, he seems like a bot. And they always tweet like weird shit. And they always, like, he had this one tweet one time where people are robotic, yeah. Yeah, this guy. Yeah. I wish I had better tweets. But no, I'm just going off memory. This guy, like, he had this one tweet that was like, any reasonable person, I forget, it was about something with his kid or his niece or something like that. And it was one of those tweets where you're like, okay, technically you're not admitting to anything illegal, but you get how, like, any reasonable human being, as they're typing that out, would fucking take a second and go, oh, that seemed super pedo-y and super weird and super shitty and stuff like that. And, you know, he was just, everything he does feels like a distraction from actual conversations because he just tweets wild shit. Oh, he does this bullshit too. He follows I didn't realize this. He follows 500,000 people. Oh, so he's not even like a real person. Yeah, look at his engagement. He's got 750,000. You know, I guess 3,000's okay. But 1,000? Like, what does Dave get? Dave probably, I'm just for comparison. Dave's got 350,000. Yeah. And he's just getting some shit from yesterday. 1,000. Damn, people do not show up on the tweets when it's like, yo, you're promoting something. That's why. No, I'm just laughing. Like, he has this tweet about go to his show, 158. And then he has this tweet about Colum and Voss's special, 84. That's why. Yeah, and this one, dude, 2,000. You know the stuff people are here for. Doing crazy numbers. And you got a dude with like 2 times his fucking following is like barely getting that. And it looked like if he got 1,000 on the tweet, it was like a good day. But anyway, I digress. Those dudes seem fucking fake. Actually, to bring up the thing, this is why like all of us podcasters and comedians and shit like that really appreciate guys like you. Not just to like suck you off, Rocco, but I will. If I ever see you in person, I will suck your dick off. No. But no, you know, it's you have a lot of the fun tweets and stuff like that, and those do pretty good. But then it's like, hey, you wanna go watch my thing? And people are like, I got my own thing. You're like, okay, cool. So yeah, you guys like you hopping in the chat. Not to jerk you off or nothing, but I will. Thank you. It's much appreciated. Please keep going. my man. But yeah, what else? Is there any more music I wanted to check out? I know there was some good songs. Have you been listening to anything, my guy? Oh, Fantano got a new video? This Weekend Idol soundtrack is mid. I go back and forth between how much I like that guy. Oh, yeah. Let's watch this.
All right, friends, let's talk about the new news with your man, Lil Uzi Vert. If you are not familiar with him for some reason, Lil Uzi Vert is one of the most popular rappers of the last, 6 or 7 years. I think his kind of big moment was back in 2016. He was part of the Freshman XXL Cypher, the God tier. It was him, Lil Yachty, Denzel Curry, and Kodak Black, right? Oh, 21 Savage, that's right. Since then,
he had a couple songs off Pink Tape. I haven't listened to it yet. I was thinking about, I want to listen to it just to be familiar with it, but I think I might do a stream if I have time this weekend or next week or something, because that's the only way I'm not going to get distracted and get through it. What are you saying? Agoraphobic nosebleed? All right. I don't know what that is, but that sounds agoraphobic nosebleed. All right. Well, I got to fucking. Now I'm intrigued as hell of what these guys sound like. Oh, wait. I did good. Okay, they got that sort of old school underground vibe. I can dig it. Wait, that is not the same band that we were just listening to. Because the band that we were just listening to sounded like, sounded actually kind of like Better Lovers. This is what I thought Agoraphobic Nosebleed sounded like. Yo, I'll be real. I can kind of vibe out to this a little bit, dude. I can vibe out a little bit to this. I like the spirit of this a lot. Cause like, so this ventures into like some grindcore and shit like that. My problem with a lot of grindcore is it's just a test to see how fucking fast and chaotic you can be. Some of it doesn't feel like there's any rhyme or reason to it, and it's like I can't find any discernible rhythm or melody that's going on, and it's like, I'm sorry, I need a little bit of that. There's a lot of songs on here. Some are like, yeah, that's like 20 seconds long is good. That's typical grindcore behavior. But this is actually, so I do not like most grindcore, if I'm being honest. I can kind of get into this. Because this feels like grindcore, heavy low. I typed that wrong. I got the first heavy right. What's a good song of theirs? They had, what the fuck? Oh shit, full set from 20. This song is one of my favorite parts in a Heavy Heavy Low Low song. What'd you say down there? What'd you say? Wait, they mixed in some slower stuff on here, which is fun. Yeah, hell yeah. How did you get into music like this? Any influence from anyone when you were younger? Or did you do your own thing? How did I get into music like this? I'm always into, like, I get bored very easily of shit dude, it's this weird, like, dichotomy I have in my head where I get bored if it sounds like the other shit or if it's similar to some shit that I've, like, most shit I've seen before. I get bored of it really quick, but then I get annoyed that more people don't like it. It's like this weird paradox I exist in. I don't know. Cause then I get super passionate about it. Then I get frustrated that more people don't like it. Wait. I think I was just mad and bored. Well, I definitely haven't growing up being a angry, aggressive guy. That is part of the reason I was drawn to it. Also, I think a big reason I like more of this chaotic music is I was just having like ADHD and like legitimately having it. Like I fucking shout out BK Chris. He gave me some Adderall at Skankfest and like everything was locked in. I was like, oh, I have ADHD. Because I took the Adderall and I'm like, I'm not high. I'm locked in. And yeah, so crazy chaotic music creates this sense of not calm. What would it be? I don't know. It just feels like if sometimes everything can kind of be bouncing all over the place, but then if I add, it's weird. It's like if I take the chaos in my head and I add chaotic music to it, it's this weird. Then everything starts to balance out, and rather than everything ping ponging, it's like stuff starts moving more in sync, and I feel a little bit more at ease in a weird. Not always. Sometimes I'll listen to like Creedence or some shit or some classic rock, or I fuck hard with Elton John and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's as weirdly. It keeps me weirdly centered listening to crazy, chaotic music. But I'm trying to remember how I found Heavy, Heavy, Low, Low. I think it was just because I remember I was talking about them earlier, but like the first heavy band I came across Every Time I Die randomly. I would like a lot of times too. So here, I'm bouncing all over the place. I often would, so when I was at school, I did a lot of extracurricular shit. So all band related stuff. I did a lot of extracurricular. So I was with all the same people doing band shit. So outside of doing band stuff, I didn't actually, like I had friends. But we weren't locked out. The friends I had outside of band, we weren't locked in the way that we were hanging out constantly. So because it would be a thing of like, oh, we're going to do the thing. Oh, sorry, I have marching band. I have jazz band. I have it. You know, so it started to turn into a thing where it wasn't often that they would invite me to stuff just because I'd often say no. So the long thing I'm getting to is that I would spend a lot of time when I wasn't doing band shit. I would spend a lot of time on MySpace and going on message boards and stuff like that. And I think it would just turn into the logical progression of I'm listening to a lot of punk and emo like Fall Out Boy and Green Day and stuff like that. Then I randomly find Every Time I Die. They excite me because they're the first like really crazy heavy band I ever listened to. And then it just turned into this natural progression of, you know, then I find a band a little bit heavier than Every Time I Die. I start listening to a bunch of stuff on the Tony Hawk soundtrack. I start listening to like Warped Tour soundtracks was a big thing. And I start getting like alternative press. And then eventually I'll see these bands pop up and I just happen to, and also too, a lot of my friends were into some stuff. So I forget exactly how I came across Heavy, Heavy, Low, Low. But I remember when I found them, it just locked in and I was like, I like these guys a lot. Would you say to me it's similar to the way I enjoy horror movies and crazy stuff like that? Yeah, you kind of get into the. Also too, depending on, you know, every day is not gonna be exciting, and every day is not gonna be fucking crazy. And sometimes, and well, here's the thing too, it's like sometimes you want to figure out a way to experience crazy without actually having to get into crazy. Because, like, cosplaying chaos is sometimes more fun than I'll be in chaotic situations often with doing comedy and stuff like that. They're not fun while they're happening, but like cosplaying as it. So that's why listening to crazy music and going to shows and drinking a bunch of Miller Lights and going crazy in the pit, that's like cosplaying like chaos and fighting. Like, it is chaos, but it's not, it's like controlled. You know, that's why going to the gym and lifting heavy weights and pretending like I'm a fucking barbarian, that's fun because you're kind of, you're doing it without actually putting yourself in any like bit of danger. So that's why stuff like this is more exciting, because the real although you need some chaos in your life to keep you grounded and humble and appreciate when it's not there. Because if you don't ever have it, then you just are bored and you start not appreciating the good shit you have. But generally speaking, like, the chaos shit is not fun to have. So it's fun, but like, I was joking with someone. One of my buddies at the gym was telling me I should go play rugby with him and his buddies. And it's like, I was joking with someone like, I've been really more into the idea of violence. I've been trying to interject more controlled, safe violence into my life, and I think rugby might be that way. I just don't know if I have time to do rugby right now. And if I had free time to do rugby, I'd rather spend that time learning how to box or some shit like that. But I'd also need more money for that, and I don't have money to go learn boxing. So that is on. Rugby would be free. That would be free violence. So maybe I do check out rugby. Very calming once you realize the world isn't as bad as what's going on and what you're consuming. I don't know. I still think about this within myself a lot. Yeah, you know, it's funny you say that. I've been kind of going back and forth with stuff like that in my head where, because, so I think the world is actually a pretty crazy place. I don't know, not to get all philosophical on you, I don't know if I can confidently say the world is a bad place, but I think there's a lot more horror in it that people want to sit and think about and acknowledge, because it's not fun. And it's fucking, if you're just focusing on that all day, it'll like degrade your brain. But I think when you really get down to it, people aren't as bad. I think people are, like, I don't know if people are inherently good, but I don't think they're inherently evil either. And I think from day to day, person to person, people are much better than I think we want to acknowledge. You know what I mean? There's like certain things in life. There's like certain things in life that are actually pretty good, and there's like not incentive for people to want to acknowledge that they're good. And most people around you, like, if you get past a few of the political things you disagree with, and honestly, if we didn't have that's the funny thing about politics and all that stuff, is people miss the bigger issue, and the bigger issue is if we didn't have such a fucking gigantic federal government and such a powerful federal government, like, if they more focused on states' rights and shit like that, and like, if just the federal government either one, in a perfect world didn't existed, or just didn't do so much shit, you would have more control at a state level, and you'd be able to cater life more on a more personal basis. So you don't have these fucking every 4 years we have these crazy fights because one guy is going to prescribe one solution to 350,000 people, which that doesn't work. It like reminds me, I remember back when Trump was in office, people were clowning this, the fuck? What was it? This lady got assigned to like the Board of Education or something like that. She was like running education for the country. And people were trying to clown her, call her lazy, like she wasn't doing anything. But I saw a thing where she was talking about it, and she was like, yo, I don't know. Like, every county in this whole country is fucking different. I don't know, like, what one rural county and one urban county need for their schools is much different. You know what I mean? Certain urban areas, you need to have, metal detectors and a higher security presence. And, you need to maybe focus on more after school activities because they live in dangerous areas and stuff like that. And you need to sort of, and then more rural areas, you need maybe you have classes that cater towards more VOTEC type shit. And in the city, you want, in the city, people are probably going to go to less VOTEC stuff, certain things like that. Maybe in the fucking, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, and she was, I remember she was kind of saying some shit like that. And people were like, oh, you're being lazy and not doing anything. And she's like, no, I'm not pretending to know what's best for everyone. And I think that's, I like the idea of we sort of decentralize it as much as humanly possible because, I know a way that I feel is to live a good life, but that's not necessarily what's best for someone else. And I'm not going to pretend I know exactly what's best for everyone else. I think this is where a lot of people get fucked up in politics is all I know. Well, I know a lot of stuff. I know a bunch of things, but it's why I'm a libertarian. Cause I know that, I believe in property rights. I believe in something called the non-aggression principle, which is basically you don't aggress upon peaceful people. And people think that translates into being a pussy. And it's no, you can still have guns and protect yourself when people try to aggress upon you. And you can protect yourself with those guns. And it's acknowledging property rights and self-ownership. And self-ownership comes from you own just purely by existing, you own yourself. So people do not have the right to force you to do anything. They can persuade you to do stuff. They can give you a good argument and persuade you. But by the sheer fact that you own your own life, no one can force you to do anything. And then you own the product of your labor, which turns into property rights. So you're allowed to do, as long as you act voluntarily with everyone on your property, you're allowed to essentially be the dictator of your property, for lack of a better word. So that's the kind of stuff that I believe in. I think those are just universal truths, property rights and self-ownership and stuff like that. But outside of, and then it's sort of thing of do with that what you want. Now, obviously obviously you need certain type of values to just live a productive life and stuff like that. There is, because there's been other people talking about, after Pride Month went fucking wild out pretty hard, people were kind of being like, yo, maybe we've been too tolerant. And I'm going to make another video about that after I sort of think about it more, the concept of tolerance and shit like that. But with, where was I going with that? Yeah, so because of that, it's I focus on sort of what I view as universal truth. And like I said, it's property rights and self-ownership and the non-aggression principle. But then outside of that, it's kind of, well, this is what you're given. You're born naked into the world and this is what you're given. Protect it the best way possible and live your life the best way you see fit. So, and I have a bunch of ideas like that, but I'm not going to tell you what you have to do. I'll convince you of some shit, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know what's best for you. I can tell you some shit that would be better for you, that would be good for, I know a lot of shit that's just good for anyone. You look at stuff like high time preference, where you sort of put off current pleasure for long-term pleasure. It's essentially the concept of okay, now right now, since we're low on cash, we'll do some meal prepping. We'll go out once a month, and then eventually when we save money and we can buy a better house and we can make some more money at work, then we'll put off all these big pleasures now, and then down the line when we're fucking chilling, we'll have steak every goddamn night if you want, baby girl. Shit like that. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Now, when you don't do that and your life's completely shit, you know what I mean? Because you just fucking partied your whole life you're not then, it's not on other people to make. Now, obviously, at a certain point, if you have at least some loved ones in your life, people are, and you're not a complete piece of shit, people are going to help you. But at the end of the day, it's not on anyone else to help you, because it's like it's your life, you're responsible for it. I don't know. I'm getting off on a tangent. I forget the original general point, but yeah, it's just a thing of like, I'm not going to, I don't, a lot of people try to, that's what I was saying. A lot of people try to prescribe a one size fits all thing on life, and I'm more of the mindset of like, I don't know what's best for you, but I can tell you some things that I think have helped people lead better lives, and I can tell you these things that I view as just universal truths and shit like that. So that's how I got into heavy, low, low. Yo, my ass can fucking go on tangents, but I feel like there's a through line there. Anyway, this has been fun. We will be, I'm going to get out of here, Rocco, because it's getting a little bit late, and I don't want to be annoying my neighbors, and I want to go fucking hump my wife's leg and have a good old evening doing that. But me and Pat will be back tomorrow. ADHD going crazy. I thought a little bit. I like to think there was a bit of a through line, but I definitely, dude, the ADHD can fucking, we can have some fun with that. But yeah, you were right. ADHD going crazy, my guy. Anyway, me and Pat will be back tomorrow. I got a lot of fun shit I want to talk about with him. We'll be back tomorrow at noon. We're going to try to get a schedule, and I'll try to let you guys know about these beforehand. I've been noticing the problem. It's like, I just do them, and I hope people fucking get in. I'm going to be better about like letting you know the time and stuff, so we can have more people in here and have more fun. All right, Rocco, you enjoy your weekend. I will see you when I see you. Have a good one. Be about it. Peace.